Hello, welcome to the Charge New York Drive Clean Rebate Overview. My name is Patrick Bolton, and I am a Senior Project Manager with the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, more commonly known as NYSERDA. For those unfamiliar with us, NYSERDA essentially acts as the Department of Energy for New York State. We oversee many programs related to energy, from research and development, demonstration, and including the deployment of new technologies that reduce energy use or pollution. In 2013, Governor Cuomo announced his Charge New York initiative. This initiative's goals are to reduce petroleum use in the transportation sector, while also reducing harmful pollutants associated with light-duty vehicles in the state. The initiative seeks to increase plug-in electric vehicles from about 17,000 vehicles today to 30,000 to 40,000 vehicles in 2018. The initiative also seeks to increase public charging stations in the state from about 1,600 stations today to 3,000 in the same time frame. In 2016, the state budget included a provision for NYSERDA to establish an incentive program for plug-in electric vehicles to assist the state in achieving those goals. NYSERDA has enlisted the Center for Sustainable Energy, which operates similar programs in California, Connecticut, and Massachusetts, to assist NYSERDA in developing and implementing this Drive Clean Rebate initiative. In this presentation, we are going to discuss how the initiative operates and how you can become eligible for these incentives to help you sell these cleaner and more efficient plug-in electric vehicles. Now I would like to introduce Julie Rose from the Center for Sustainable Energy. She is an integral member of the CSE staff for this initiative. Julie?
Thank you, Patrick. We have our agenda on this slide. I won't go through this list line by line, but we hope to provide a working foundation of the initiative basics, including how to enroll and participate. As Patrick mentioned, the new Drive Clean Rebate aims to help put additional zero and low emission vehicles, including plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, battery electric vehicles, and fuel cell electric vehicles on the road by 2018. Fuel cell electric vehicles aren't currently available in New York, so the rest of the presentation focuses on plug-in hybrid vehicles and all battery electric vehicles. Plug-in hybrid vehicles are those which you can plug in and will run on an electric battery before transitioning to an internal combustion engine. All battery electric vehicles run exclusively on the electric charge they get from plugging into the grid. As we mentioned before, the Drive Clean Rebate initiative is run by NYSERDA and administered by the Center for Sustainable Energy, or CSE. For dealers, CSE is your primary point of contact for all initiative-related questions. You can see our toll-free helpline listed on this slide and our email address. Please don't be shy about reaching out. We are here as a resource for you, so do not hesitate to contact us with questions or concerns. The Drive Clean Rebate is a point-of-sale initiative, which means that as dealers, you will need to reduce the cost of purchasing or leasing an eligible vehicle for your customers when you make the sale. Then you apply to NYSERDA to be reimbursed for the rebate amount. The initiative has been designed to keep the benefit in-state. As such, purchasers and lessees need to be New York State residents, businesses, or government entities. It's important that your dealership verify this with your customers before offering the rebate. The rebate is subject to sales tax. If you have more questions about the taxability of the rebate, please consult your tax professional. Another important note, vehicles purchased or leased before the launch date of March 21st, 2017 are not eligible for rebates. A rebate budget of $55 million has been established for the Drive Clean Rebate. We understand the importance of transparency into funding availability, so a live funding tracker will be posted on the public website and on the dealer portal so you can see how many rebate applications have been submitted and how much money remains. As a point-of-sale initiative, participating dealers play a pivotal role. We're going to get into a lot of the details today, but want to reiterate that the overarching process is fairly simple and straightforward. 1. Enroll on NYSERDA's website. Only enrolled dealers can participate. 2. Reduce the price of the vehicle by the full amount of the rebate at the point of sale. 3. Apply for reimbursement from NYSERDA. This includes submitting required documentation, via the dealer portal within 60 days of delivering the vehicle to your customer. And 4, receive payment directly from NYSERDA. Again, we'll get into more detail on these as we go through the presentation. We'd like to start by highlighting the eligibility criteria for dealerships. To participate, you need to be registered with the Department of Motor Vehicles as a new car dealership operating in New York State. You also need to offer one or more of the eligible vehicles for purchase or lease. Finally, as we've mentioned before, you need to enroll in the initiative to become an authorized initiative dealer. If you meet these criteria, you are eligible to participate. Next, we'd like to talk about purchaser eligibility. A quick note, we may reference vehicle purchasers on this slide and going forward for simplicity, but this does encompass both vehicle purchasers and lessees. The vehicle purchaser needs to be a New York State resident, registered or licensed business or government entity in New York. They need to purchase or lease a new eligible vehicle. If they are buying the car, they need to own it for at least 36 months. If they are leasing the vehicle, they need a lease term of at least 36 months. Finally, the vehicle purchaser needs to sign a form agreeing to specific initiative terms and conditions. This is a standard form that you as a dealer will need to print and have the customer sign with each vehicle transaction. One important note on the ownership requirement: the dealer is not responsible for enforcing this requirement. Currently, there is no cap on the number of rebates that a vehicle purchaser can receive. In other words, if someone decides to purchase multiple eligible vehicles, they can get a rebate for each one. On this slide, we've highlighted some of the guidelines for vehicle eligibility. Vehicles need to be new, never sold or registered, and unmodified. They need to have 4 wheels. They need to be highway capable, light-duty plug-in hybrids, battery electric vehicles, or fuel cell electric vehicles, purchased or leased on or after the launch date. And they must be covered by an OEM warranty. A list of vehicles that qualify for a rebate is posted on the Drive Clean Rebate website. Finally, we want to talk about the rebate breakdown, which is based on the all-electric range of the vehicle. On this slide, there are several buckets with associated electric ranges. Vehicles with an all-electric range of less than 20 miles are eligible for a rebate of $500. Vehicles with an all-electric range of 20 to 39 miles are eligible for a rebate of $1,100. If the electric range is 40 to 119 miles, the vehicle is eligible for a $1,700 rebate. If the electric range is 40 to 119 miles, the vehicle is eligible for a $1,700 rebate. Finally, if the all-electric range is 120 miles or greater, the vehicle is eligible for a rebate of $2,000. Vehicles with an MSRP over $60,000 are eligible for a rebate of $500 regardless of all-electric range. As we've mentioned, the EV Rebate Initiative website lists the eligible vehicles and associated rebate amounts, so be sure to check it out. For a quick reference, here is a list of plug-in hybrid electric vehicles and their rebates. Please note that we've only listed models that are currently available in New York State, and we'll be updating the list as additional models become available here. If you believe another model should be listed, please contact us to confirm eligibility before offering the rebate to your customer. We also have a list of battery electric vehicles and the associated rebate amounts. We've run through basic eligibility. Now we want to talk about what dealers need to do to enroll. To enroll your dealership, we'll need to submit a one-time online application. The link to the enrollment application is shown in the slides. When you're filling out the online application, you'll enter company information like your legal business name and your employer identification number, or EIN. It's important the legal business name you provide matches the name associated with your EIN exactly. If you have a DBA, you can enter it into the disregarded entity name field. This is especially important if your DBA name is on your DMV registration. If you have multiple franchises, please fill out one application per franchise using your legal business name. Be sure to put the franchise name in the disregarded entity name field. You will also provide contact information for your dealership, including a primary contact designated to receive important initiative communications, and your DMV facility ID. There will be a place to list the eligible vehicles your dealership offers. You'll need to agree to the Drive Clean rebate terms and conditions and upload a certificate of insurance that endorses the State of New York and NYSERDA as additional insureds. Insurance, commonly known as garage insurance, is acceptable. It's a fairly straightforward application process, but we have created a short 3-minute video that walks through it step by step. The video is available on the Drive Clean website. If you have any questions completing the form in the meantime, feel free to contact the administrative team. Once you submit your enrollment application, it will be reviewed by initiative staff. You'll be notified via email once it's approved, and you can begin to offer the rebate to your customers. In addition to the notification of approval, we'll also be sending a few other emails around the same time. You will receive an invitation to sign up for electronic funds transfer, as well as a separate email with login credentials for using the dealer web portal, where you'll submit rebate applications. We'll elaborate on that in a moment. If there's a problem with your application to participate in the initiative, our staff will contact you via email and phone. The most common problems we've seen so far have to do with names that don't match the EIN and/or the DMV facility number. After you've been approved, we will mail you a free set of printed consumer materials. This packet of materials will include 3 resources. The first is a promotional poster which outlines the initiative basics and is intended for you to hang somewhere at your dealership. You will also receive multiple copies of 2 marketing handouts that you can distribute directly to consumers. One is called 5 Reasons to Buy an EV, and the other is the EV Rebate Overview. Once you receive these, if you decide you would like additional copies of the resources for free, you can request more by emailing nyevrebate@energycenter.org. We are also looking for specific feedback about these consumer resources. If these are not valuable for you, or if you can think of other marketing materials that would be valuable, let us know. We are open to and looking for feedback. So you've enrolled in the initiative. You will now be sent your marketing materials, and you can begin offering the rebate at the point of sale to your customer. After you do so, you need to apply for rebates and receive reimbursement from NYSERDA. You'll need to submit your application via NYSERDA's online dealer portal. For each vehicle that you rebate, you'll need to submit a rebate application within 60 days of delivering the vehicle to the customer, or in other words, the date they take possession of the vehicle. You'll start by logging in using the credentials emailed to you after you were approved to participate in the initiative. You'll enter customer information as well as vehicle information. After you've provided vehicle information in Step 3, your funding for this rebate will be reserved for a period of 10 days. This means that you can leave the application to collect documentation and return to it, so long as you do so within 10 days. From there, you'll upload all supporting documentation and submit the application. If you do not submit the complete application within 10 days of reserving funds, the funds will be released back to the initiative budget, but you can reapply as long as you are still within 60 days of vehicle delivery to the customer. Once your application is submitted, the CSE team will review it and contact you with any questions. After the application is approved, you would be paid via live check or electronic funds transfer. Similar to the video we've created on the dealer sign-up process, we've also created a short video to demonstrate the rebate submission process. That video will also be available on the Drive Clean website. In the interest of time, we'll just walk through a few screenshots of the dealer portal so that you can have a sense of what it looks like. In this image, you see the home screen after you've logged into the portal. At the top is a navigation bar where you can submit new applications, manage existing applications or projects, check the status of your invoices, manage users in the portal, and manage the list of vehicles you offer. In the center, you can see the real-time funding tracker, which calls out the amount of funds reserved and remaining in the budget. You can also download important initiative documents. On the left, you will see a list of the applications you recently submitted. To submit a rebate application after you have offered the rebate at the point of sale, you would click Submit a New Application on the navigation bar. Here you see the first step of the process, which is to add your customer contact information. All you'll need to do is provide the requested information and click Save. Once you've added this info, you'll select the vehicle associated with that customer. The list that appears on this page is based on the list of vehicles you mentioned in your online enrollment, so we're only showing you vehicles that you offer. If you don't see the vehicle you need, you can click the Show More Eligible Vehicles button at the bottom of the screen. Next, you'll enter vehicle information. Once you complete this step, Step 3, your funds are reserved for 10 days. You could exit the application and come back to it within 10 days, or you could continue if you have all of the materials ready. On the next page, you need to read and agree to terms and conditions and click Continue. This page is simply a review page. It allows you to make sure all the information has been entered correctly. Step 6 is the document upload page. We will get to all of these documents shortly, but you will select Choose File and upload each document individually. Then you just click Submit to finalize your application. As you can see, the online application is relatively simple. As we mentioned before, the Drive Clean Rebate staff want to be helpful throughout the application process. If we have something to clarify in your application, we'll reach out to you via email and phone to resolve any issues so you can get your rebate. However, there are a few scenarios that would make your application ineligible, and we want to point these out to avoid confusion. So why would an application be ineligible? If the vehicle purchaser is not eligible, for example, if there isn't documentation to confirm New York State residency for an individual applicant. If the vehicle is not eligible, for example, you sell a conventional hybrid to the customer which isn't eligible, but select its plug-in hybrid equivalent in the application. Or for leases, we couldn't accept the application if the lease term is less than 36 months. If the application is not submitted within 60 days of vehicle delivery to the customer, or if the vehicle transaction occurred before March 21st, 2017. Finally, if the rebate was not passed to the purchaser at the point of sale. Again, we want you to get your rebate, and we will work to make that possible, but there are a few scenarios where we can't accept the application. Be sure to review the implementation manual so you are familiar with all eligibility requirements. We now want to talk a little bit about required documentation for the initiative. Here you can see the list of documents that must be submitted with your online application. When the initiative was being designed, we wanted to minimize the number of additional documents that would be required and spent time consulting the ADAs and the DMV. So where possible, we're taking advantage of some of the other forms you already fill out to your customer, like the DMV form MV50 and MV82. In fact, the only new form you have to fill out is the Vehicle Purchaser Terms and Conditions. We know you're all very familiar with these documents, so we won't review in too much detail, but we'll be checking that the information on them matches what has been provided in the online application. We're requesting a scanned copy of the original first page of the MV50. And just a note on this, for the purposes of the rebate, the date of the sale listed on the MV50 is the date of delivery to the customer. So make sure that it matches the transaction date on your application. For the MV82, we're requesting a scanned copy of both the first and second pages, and on all of these documents, we need them to be executed. Another form we know you're already filling out is the buyer's order, or purchase or lease agreement. We are requesting a copy of the final document. In addition to verifying the other fields, we need to see that the rebate has been passed to the vehicle purchaser somewhere on this form. We're asking that you please call out the rebate specifically and list the rebate amount that is being passed to the customer. We need to be able to distinguish this rebate from any other rebates or incentives you've applied. For lease agreements, we'll also be looking to confirm that the lease term is at least 36 months. As we mentioned, there is one initiative-specific form, the Vehicle Purchaser Terms and Conditions. Every time you include the rebate in a transaction, the vehicle purchaser or lessee must sign this form. The document will be posted on the Drive Clean Rebate website, and it's also available for download in the dealer portal. We recommend that you download and print copies of this form so you have them available for your customer to sign when they are in the dealership and you are making the sale. As you can see on page 2 of the form, we also request residency documentation for individuals. You have the option here to include a copy of a driver license here on this form, or you can also upload it as a separate file within the dealer portal. Primarily, we're looking for a New York State driver license with New York State address, but if you cannot provide this, we have a list of alternate acceptable documentation in the implementation manual. For non-individuals, you'll need to confirm that the vehicle will be domiciled in New York and list the New York address on this form. Again, please print multiple copies of this vehicle purchaser terms and conditions form so you have it handy for each customer to sign when they purchase or lease an eligible vehicle. Finally, how will dealers be paid? NYSERDA will make payments directly to dealers using electronic funds transfer or live check. If you'd like to sign up for EFT, you will be given instructions on how you can sign up when you enroll in the initiative. NYSERDA's policy is that they must pay invoices within 30 days of application approval, but they do process payments twice a week, so it's much more likely that you will receive payments in a much shorter time period. We've put together a few resources to help you get started. In addition to this recording, we've created a number of on-demand resources for you to review at your convenience, including a few short instructional videos and an initiative reference guide. These videos, as well as a frequently asked questions page, are on the DriveClean website. Our email and toll-free helpline are listed here for any questions you may have. In addition to the EV rebate, other incentives are available that could make an eligible vehicle even more affordable for your customer. As you can see on this slide, a federal tax credit of up to $7,500 is available depending on the battery capacity of the vehicle. In addition, there are other state incentives for use of HOV lanes and the Long Island Expressway, and some utilities offer time-of-use rates that reduce the cost of home vehicle charging during off-peak hours. There is also a New York State alternative fuel vehicle recharging tax credit, and municipalities are offered an additional incentive for electric vehicles and eligible infrastructure. Information on these and other incentives is available on the NYSERDA website. Lastly, a reminder that the first step is to enroll as a participating dealer. Just follow the link on this page. Thank you.